phone. There's nobody in it, so...
No, it won't be, but you need to bring it way forward. That's better. You gonna come sit by me?
Is it better?
Mm. Ready to start then?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you can all see us, you can all hear us. Though no one's watching us yet. But we are due to go live at 8. So we thought we would just come on a bit earlier and...
work how this works.
Yeah, so this is our proper first live, isn't it? Because we went live in Disney and it was just like...
filming the show and filming the scenery.
But it was just chaos. So I did get a few comments and I couldn't really comment. It was absolute chaos, wasn't it? And it was mad and people were running here, there and everywhere and we didn't really know that we were supposed to be moving and yeah, so it was what it was.
I think the thing about Disneyland Paris was it was very, very...
The only thing that really makes me mad
busy
with places like Disney is that adults genuinely do not care about kids.
No.
If they haven't got kids, they just do not care about the fact that kids can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And that really racks me off at parades and things like that. It really racks me off.
Yeah. And it's even more evident when you have a child in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Because they'll quite happily just stand in front of the wheelchair.
When you're moving about, like obviously it's your decision to get a good spot. So I just wonder if I can see the comments from the live on my phone or I have to do it via your phone. So I just don't know how that would work. So I'll reload lives on the studio. And it doesn't work. So I definitely think it's nothing to do with that. Oh, and there's this. Hang on, so let me mute this down. There we go. So I can comment on the chat now.
Technology is great.
Open to the chat. It is quite good. So there's me. So yeah, so I can see, hopefully I can see the chat.
Can't see me, but...
Well...
you only see me.
It doesn't overly matter, does it? So
we have one person. Oh yeah, that's us.
That's us. Right, so I've got a little list that's backwards at the minute, it's all over the place. But I've got some little post-its because we've had some questions asked to us. And the first question is how we met. So it's a bit of a long story. So what I thought we'd do for the first one is literally just say I was 18 and you were 20.
Yeah.
So we were super young and we're now 33 and
36. Am I?
Yeah.
I actually never remember how old I
am.
am.
I 34 then?
Probably.
It must be 34.
No, you're 34 in May, aren't you?
Am I?
I think so.
So terrible, isn't it? So we are whatever we are now. No idea how old we are.
We're a lot older than we were then.
We thought that we would do a whole video on how we met because it's a little bit romantic and we've been together for a long time. So we thought we would just get the story. And it's quite a funny story, isn't it? It's quite a funny story. So it is quite a funny story. So I think we're going to need to make that like a separate live all about us or do an actual video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll throw that one out. And then my second question that I got off Rosie, I think it's either Rosie Posey or Posey Rosie X, asked us if we're going to have any more babies.
We would like more babies, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I'd love more babies.
But
I'd have 10 babies if I could.
I think given the history of issues we've had, is whether...
Yeah, so we had a preterm baby, we had a stillbirth, and then we had another preterm baby because they didn't let me go any further on.
Yeah.
So it was traumatic to say the least, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really traumatic. I mean, and the C-section with Rowan was brutal, which I just found it really, really hard. And I I mean, it's not that it wasn't the pain, like,
No.
and I think it was more just the fact that I was cut open and it was scar and damaged, and like, I don't know, it just was, I found that quite traumatic compared to having a natural birth. Like, I'd had 2 natural births, so then to go into a C-section, I just didn't know what hit me, and I found it really hard. I found it, it makes me want to flinch thinking about having another baby and having another C-section.
You not being able to go and see the baby and sort of have that ability to come down to the unit because you've had a C-section, because you're in bed because of the C-section.
Yeah, I found that really difficult.
Was quite hard as well.
Yeah, I really felt like I did feel like I was neglecting him, actually, because I think it must be hard. It's hard enough when you've had a C-section, like, because you can't lift your baby or anything like that. It must be really hard, as it is. But with like being miles away as well, it's quite a trek in Bristol Hospital. You are miles away. The maternity wards are always quite a distance. So I found that quite. Hello, Celeste. How are you, love? I'm trying to message people back. I think I'll give you the phone, and then you can comment back because I think that's easier. Do you? So yeah. So we would love one more. I'm not sure if I could deal with having a C-section. So okay, you hold those in. So babies are, we don't know right now, isn't it? We've no idea at this precise minute. But if we did have any more, we'd only be having one, and we might just have to surprise you all. So we'll just see. So we'll throw that one out. Colette's going to have to wait a little bit to talk to us about the holiday, isn't she?
Yeah. It's on our list.
I'm going to put, we will get to it. So, what's next up on the list? Isla's CP update. So, Isla's done really well with her standing frame.
Yeah.
We've got a bit more tweaking to do. She hasn't been in it since the other day, but she was exhausted after school yesterday, and she does have one at school, so I'm less worried in the week about her using it. It's more weekends and like holidays. Obviously, you've got half term coming up, and then what was I going to say? What was I going to say about her CP? What was I going to say about her stand-up? We did notice, didn't we, after she came out, she stood so well.
And the one issue she has by not standing is her bowels, isn't it?
Yeah, so just clearing through, and she did manage. It really helped. And that's just such a help in general for anyone, isn't it? To have a good old. You always have to mention the dirty step.
But that is one of the major clinical reasons for having a stand-up.
Yeah.
If you don't have one with a child with CP,
definitely,
they get issues relating
to
that
not necessarily, because not all of them are incontinent. Not necessarily, but where Isla is, Isla's doubly incontinent. So like a stander really does help. And we've got an update on her electric wheelchair. So when's that? The 3rd? Is it the 1st of March?
3rd of March. Anyway, the appointment's coming up.
Yes, we've got a few in March. We've got a few. No, we really have. We've got the OT coming out. So I might just interlock the first and the last one, because we're going for a d.f.g first. So that's a disabilities facilities grant to extend onto our bungalow, which will give her a bigger bedroom, a wet room.
It will meet her
needs,
clinical needs, rather than it being a pre-built house where she has to fit into.
I mean, they did want to take out my bath, because they were like, you can't have a bath and a shower. But I'm literally, when the council then came out,
they said it was too small.
They said the bathroom was too small, even though it's a disability bathroom. It just needs to be 2 foot bigger. That's the biggest problem with our bathroom. If it was 2 foot bigger, it would save so much hassle regarding the bathroom situation, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. There's already hoisting in our bathroom. I do think. Throw them out. They're gone. That wasn't very dramatic. Nobody saw them on the screen. But yes, so I do think it's nice. We've already got the hoisting, and I would argue to keep the hoisting, because if they said, oh no, we need the hoisting, I could say take the hoisting out of Isla's room. No, but I'm going to fight for the hoisting, because it will be nice if she ever wants a bath. We've got a big bath as well. We've had the bath made bigger and upgraded specifically for her. So I think that'd be really nice that she'll have both. We will have the option that if, I don't know, her hair's ever really matted or her legs are ever really, really stiff, we can give her a nice hot bath, which I think is a nice option.
Or she's had seizure, and one of the drugs they can give her when she has seizure absolutely stinks.
And
so
she
needs
needs
a bath after that.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point when she's not doing well.
Not nice.
We don't really speak a lot about her epilepsy, do we?
No. I mean, it's a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah, it definitely is.
At one stage, we were in and out of hospital every 2 to 3 weeks, weren't we?
Yeah, and they were big, long seizures, weren't they? Like, she would go into seizure for like a good hour, hour and a half. One time she had a 3-hour seizure. That was, I would say that they were progressively getting worse.
Yeah.
Before we'd fundraised for her operation and had her operation.
I mean, that 3-hour seizure led to the Make-A-Wish trip, which led to the Disney obsession.
Oh my goodness. I swear, like, it all just happens for a reason. We were literally not a Disney family.
No.
At all. We weren't a Disney family. We weren't. And when we got this Make-A-Wish, Isla wanted the Make-A-Wish because she'd seen we were offered the Make-A-Wish, weren't we, via her consultant. So her consultant said to us, look, you've been through a lot. Isla would be eligible for a Make-A-Wish. So we thought, oh, okay, well, we'll apply for it, not thinking we'd get it. But it is life limiting, and stop shuffling your papers.
We're talking about Disney, so we might as well do the Disney.
No, we're not there yet. So, but we, I don't know where we've gone now. We've gone off on a tangent. Anyway, the TV, because it was the 25th and it was advertised on the telly, and she was like, yes, I want to go to Disney, and she kept getting really excited when the adverts come on, and I was a bit like, at the time we definitely didn't have the money to go to Disney, and I was a bit, and we didn't want to take her to Disney. We didn't want to take her anywhere. We didn't want to go abroad. We didn't want to travel. We didn't want to do anything, did we? Because we were so paranoid about having a seizure and us not like
being in this country.
Yeah, we were just petrified.
Yeah,
weren't we?
And I was grumpy until I got there. Then I got a big hat.
Jason didn't want to go. Like, he didn't. He was like, oh, Disney, it's going to be boring. And I did say, well, there's a few roller coasters. And he was like, yeah, all right, but I'm not massively into Disney. Within 20 minutes of literally, I ain't even joking, we didn't even reach the park. Within 20 minutes of literally walking to the hotel, it went in the biggest Disney shop there was, came out, he had a t-shirt, bleeding hat on, lanyard. He was ready to go. Ready to go. You should have seen him at the 30th. I'll tell you, this year they've done a 30th hat with flashing lights. He nearly lost it. I mean, he nearly died on the spot. He was in, mate. I thought, oh gosh, there's another hat we're bringing home. So we've had a Make-A-Wish trip, and that's how we got into the Disney addiction, and it is. So what about, we've also been asked if we are going to do a house tour.
We are, but we're also decorating.
Yeah. So
once
basically,
we finish decorating, we'll do a house tour. We've
toured Isla's room, haven't we? We've done a little tour on Isla's room. We've shown Rowan's room being decorated, and what Rowan's room is at the minute. We've got a few more things to get for Rowan's room. So I need to get him a wardrobe. I want to get a nice chair to sit and read to him in there. So that's what it is. Like, so we're still not really finished with Rowan's room. So I think we'll do a full Rowan's room tour when we've done it. But we have sort of started with the lounge decoration, wallpapering,
the tree pictures.
Yeah, the tree pictures. And the tree pictures? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you can see the bottom of one of them.
So literally, we, I think what we're just trying to do our best and get, the house just needs a facelift, doesn't it? So once we've got a few bits we want to get for the kitchen, and everywhere, sort of all the white, just, we've lived here 3 years now, and all the white needs painted, doesn't it? So once we've slowly done that, I think we'll do a room tour. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's like powdery paint, isn't it? And you put the slightest spin on it, it just comes off and then leaves marks everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not the best. So, what's next? Why are you throwing that on the floor?
Don't need that one. That was the house tour one.
Okay, so our Disney trip announcement. So I have actually got on my new, it looks quite bland at the top, but my new Mickey Mouse t-shirt on.
Yeah.
So yes, I do have it. It's quite big and baggy. I did buy quite a big size, but I do like it a bit baggy, especially for lounging around in. We are going to Disneyland Paris in March
For 3 days.
for 3 days.
For the annual pass soiree.
Yeah, so for the annual pass soiree, which is super exciting, because it's going to have loads of the old parades, loads of the old shows.
Yeah, I mean, Isla's favourite parade of all time has been Pirates and Princesses, and that's going to have a show during the annual pass event, isn't it?
Yeah.
She wants to dress as a princess, but she's actually wanted to see the pirates.
Yeah, so she's going as her outfit reveal. Go and grab her outfit, actually. Go and grab her outfit. Yeah. So we have bought her. I can't ever remember the lady's name, but I use her on Facebook, and she's a picker, and she goes to the outlets up in, like, there's one in, like, where's the outlet, Jace? I can't think where it is. It's in Yorkshire, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got her this beautiful
It's by
dress.
Sheffield. Although I can't remember exactly where
Beautiful bell dress. And they're like 35 in store, but I managed to grab this for 15. So it's super pretty. It is gorgeous, literally. Like, it's super pretty. And then I've got this lovely shawl to go over her. And I'm just trying to think. I can't remember where the button is. Serve me right. There we go.
That's cool.
I mean, how stunning is that? And we are going to be in the evening, so I'm thinking if I can put like a polo neck on it, like a red polo maybe, or just
try to find
cream or
some kind of princessy
something
sort of
warm
blanket as well.
Yeah. And then it can also be flashy, sort of. And I just think that's so gorgeous, my little princess. So yes, so she's going to go as Beauty. So she's going as a beautiful belle, and then we are going to try and see if we can get, I don't know if I'm going to dress up, because I was going to go as Cruella de Vil. I've got quite a nice coat that like is an ode to her, so we'll see.
I want to dress as a pirate.
But I was thinking maybe we could try and get you like a Beast t-shirt or a Beast outfit or something.
Cool.
But again, it's just whether how the weather goes, because if it's really cold, I don't think we'd want to be dressing up. So it's sort of how the weather goes. I mean, obviously I can layer Isla up under that dress. It's quite big, so I can put like nice thick tights on and maybe some leggings over the tights, and she can always wear a coat over the top. And you're still going to see that dress, aren't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I thought what would be a nice nod to the day as well is to actually do what I thought would be a really nice add to the day is to maybe do the princess and lunch, because we've not done that in so many years pre-COVID. Like, it's been crazy. So I think that would be a really lovely, like, just add to the day, but it's very expensive. So I think we just have to work out how much money we've physically got and whether we can actually justify it, because it's very expensive. What? Yeah, so it's very expensive. So hopefully we can afford to do it. But if we can't, then we literally are really going out for the annual pass event. So we're just going to go out for the whole Saturday, and that's going to be like, it's till 2 o'clock, I think, 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. So
it's a long you all right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll just say it. We'll publish the video later anyway, so if you want to watch the sound later, you can. Rachel just said she sounds lip read, but she can't have the sound on.
Why?
I don't know. You can say that bit. Presuming kids in bed or... But yeah, we'll publish the video anyway,
oh, well,
so you can watch the sound later.
Hopefully there is sound, right?
Yeah.
Can you just make sure? I think there is hopefully there's sound, because we know that there are issues around sound sometimes when you go live. But I'm stumped now. But I'm stumped. But yes, so it's 7 in the evening, isn't it? Is it 7?
9. So the park officially closes for day guests at 7.
Okay.
And then it reopens for the party technically at 9.
Yeah.
But you can stay in the park between. It's a
So,
bit like Halloween event in Florida.
For what it is, it's very expensive. So, but we do also plan to go live the entire time. So I'm really, really excited for that because I want to take like everybody with us. And so hopefully Colette's still watching, but she's asked me this week if she thinks it's, you know, if it's full on with kids. And I'm going to say, yes, it is. And I think it is, it is and it isn't.
I mean, it is when you first go, sort of the early trips you go.
Yeah, when you first go.
Very, very full on because
you want to do everything, don't you?
You want to do everything. It gets easier the more times you go. So now we
definitely
know what Isla wants. We know where Isla wants to go. She wants to go on Dumbo, the Magic Carpet, Small World. If it's open, it can be very targeted as to where we go. Yes,
very true, very true. And I think also like if you're just going for the first time, things like the Princess Pavilion, where you are waiting to see a princess, can take an awful long time, can't it? It can take an awful long time.
And the same with Mickey's house.
Mickey's house not so much because they've changed that, and I will get into that. But if you're going to Disneyland Paris and you're running first thing in the morning, if you want a designated time for that, you used to have to run there first thing in the morning and get your designated time, and it could be any time that day. You could it could be 8 in the morning and you could get a designated time at like 6 o'clock right before they close, and then you have to wait around in the park all day when you might have wanted to go back to the hotel and you might not have wanted to spend all that time in the park. But now they do it, they've gone back to what they used to do pre-craziness, and you can go in the morning and you can go in the afternoon. You need to know when those times are to get those slots.
Yeah, because they tend to have 2 princesses.
And I think things like
one in the morning, one in the afternoon.
Things like that, and getting your head around little things like that, though it sounds simple, can just be a bit overwhelming to start with when you're first going with young children, because, you know, children want to do what children want to do. You know, one might want to go on one ride, one might want to go on the other ride. And, you know, I'm not saying that you have got a disabled child and you need to go to a disabled spot. But when you have, that also comes into play. But you can always go with a disabled person, can't you? And in a wheelchair, you can go through the normal princess queue.
I'm just laughing because I'm just thinking, go on different rides. I would quite happily sit Rowan on Small World all day and watch him get more and more irritated by it.
Yeah, literally, like when Rowan was paying no attention to the Small World in Florida, she was literally like, excuse me, we're on Small World. Come on now. Pay attention to Small World.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, do you want to go and grab the Disney stuff? Because I did promise we were going to do the unboxing of the Disney stuff.
Where is it?
It's on our room.
Is it in
so yes, I did promise an unboxing of Disney stuff. So we've gone on Disney Mentor at the minute. But I can't necessarily because half of the stuff did not arrive today. I asked Jason, he said, yes, 2 parcels are coming, or everything's, me thinking in my head, everything's been dispatched, and it hasn't been. I've got one parcel's been dispatched, and that's complete, and then I've got one of a 4 item. So I'm going to just go for it now. I'm just going to go for it. So I found a lovely present for Rowan. I'm not sure if I'm going to give him this for his birthday or Christmas because the car is quite small, so I think I may hold on to this one. But it's just a whiz around puzzle. So I think you wind up the car, from what I can gather, and then it goes, you build the puzzle, and then it goes it darts around the track. But these are reduced to like £5 on Shop Disney. I think it's just over £5, £5.60. And I just thought he would love that. He's obsessed with cars, isn't he? Any cars. It doesn't have to be Disney cars, any cars at all. So I just thought that's a good little present for like £5, £6. Something a little bit different. It's something you don't see every day in every toy store. And they also have a different version. I think they've got a Mickey Mouse version. So if your children are really into Mickey Mouse, there's a Mickey Mouse version as well. And I'm really sure I got this on the Disney Outlet, which is a separate website, isn't it?
Yeah, what's on Disney
Separate. What happened, Jace? Seriously, what happened? I got to tell you, I got to show you this. You're going to laugh at me. So, I've wanted these cushions forever. I've never really seen them, but I've wanted them online forever. For my garden set, haven't I? For my garden set, okay? So I wanted these for the garden set. So bear in mind, so I thought they were about, say, about this big. Let's
about
go for
reasonable size.
About this big. Yeah. And I thought if I could get 2 of this size, right, or 4 of this size, they would go on my garden set, right? For my seats, and I've got like a, you know, plastic wicker bench. We got some neighbours very kindly were getting rid of it, and they gave it to us. So I thought, but they did say, oh, you need new cushions, which is fine. I thought, you know, it's going to save us a fortune. We'll get some new cushions. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. Go on then, Jace. Pull the thing out. Only me, guys. Only me. Look at it. It's massive. It's huge. What am I going to do with this? Oh, honestly, Hillary, if Hillary sees this, she's like, that girl's shopping again. And she's gone and gone. She's gone and done it now. It's massive. And I've not gone and just bought the one. I've got 4 of these coming. And I have no idea. We've got no room of as it is. Like, no room. Where are we going to store these? Come in a bit more, babe.
You'll have to go in the box somehow.
So we're going to have to find some storage to go in the garden, I think. But then I did think, you know, Isla has got 2 massive, great big cushions for the garden. And I do feel like Isla would like these. We could put them down for her to play on. We could lie with her in the lounge. She could use them for therapy. So I think they're going to come in handy, aren't they?
Should I go and get the boy?
Why, is he all right?
He's making funny noises.
Rowan is watching telly in his high chair. So we can't actually see him through here. We can see right through the hallway. He will just cause carnage, Jace. Is he okay? He's got a cold, bless him, and he's really tired and he's grumpy, and he just wants to sit in his high chair with his juice and watch his telly, which you can't really blame him, really. And Ida's at respite tonight, so she's with her lovely Sue, Auntie Sue. And Sue's messaged me, Jason, said that Ida's got a cold. She's got a bit of a cold starting, which is really upsetting, because she does have her Valentine's disco on Friday. I mean, these kids get it all, don't they? Valentine's disco? I want a Valentine's disco. Hands up, who wants a Valentine's disco? Me?
She and her boyfriend will be doing a Valentine's disco.
I wonder if my mum's watching. Is my mum watching? Can I say to my mum, come on over, love, we need to go to a Valentine's disco? My mum would be like, yeah, I'll go to a Valentine's disco. Where are we going?
She has a little boyfriend at school, doesn't she?
Right, so have we got anything else to say about the Disney trip? We're going to drive.
Yeah.
We're going to drive over there.
We're going to stay at the Campanile, which we've never stayed at before, which...
So we're going to do a room tour. Yeah.
It's apparently next generation rooms as well, so they should be updated from the standard Premier Class A sort of rooms.
I know our room tours and our disability vlogs aren't for everybody, but I've been really pleased that I've had a friend of mine actually who's planning on going to Disney.
Yeah, asked for advice.
And then did say that our vlogs were really useful and really helpful. And so I was just really pleased, because I thought, wow, that's really why we started YouTube, really.
Yeah.
And like, we're sitting here now thinking, well, what do we say? And we're really still very nervous, you know. It's all just so, having people commenting on our vlogs, like, we're just so thankful for everybody, and it just really is like overwhelming sometimes, isn't it? Yeah. And I just feel like if I've done good and I've helped one person that maybe has got a child with disabilities, an adult going with disabilities, disabled person in their group, that's not, and I mean, at the moment it's very Disney focused. It's not just going to Disney. At the end of the year we're going to go to New York, and that is stressing me out, New York, isn't it? Because we've got to figure out sort of how we get around New York transport wise, where the accessible metro is, taxis, all that sort of thing. Can we just, how is there
the one
disability
advantage
taxis,
we
buses?
have got is we are staying at a hotel that's on Fifth Avenue. So whereas before when we went to New York, just the two of us, we've been able to stay in Queens.
So where
stay
roughly
outside.
are we staying? Are we up by, we're up by the Empire State Building, aren't we? Is that where we are roughly?
We're on Fifth Avenue. I'm not sure where exactly we are. I need to look at a map.
You can't turn around to people on YouTube and people of the
But
world
my
and say,
point is,
we're on Fifth Avenue. You know how long Fifth Avenue is?
Yes, but my point is
miles.
we're in the centre of New York. So if we do run into issues with...
Doesn't make no difference, babe.
If we run into issues with island transport, we're not stuck out in Queens. So we haven't got a 2-hour walk just into...
No, what he's saying is we can walk it. That's what we're saying. We can walk. It doesn't matter where it is, we can walk it. But I can guarantee you one thing. You will not be walking from... You will not be walking to New York State Zoo from literally the Empire State Building. I can tell you now that is a 7-hour... That's a long walk. That is a long walk. It's a long walk. I mean, I'm super, super excited. Should we talk about New York a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're really excited for New York. We're taking my mum, something she's always wanted to do, something we've always wanted to do.
I mean, the last time we were out in New York was 2009, wasn't it? So we haven't been out there for a long time.
It was our honeymoon.
It was our honeymoon, yeah.
So my uncle very kindly paid for it to get us out there.
He paid for it. Then it's speed. You failed to pay the hotel.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. We've been married like 2 days. We had the biggest row of our lives. We nearly got divorced in New York. We had a massive row because Expedia hadn't paid. It was a brand new hotel. Expedia hadn't paid for the hotel, had they?
No.
He was going in and out. I was like standing outside. I was just so, the hotel was so hot and I was so frustrated. I was so tired. We've been on like a 9-hour flight, was it? Something like that, 7.5 hours.
And I think we got the coach down to Heathrow as well. So
yeah, we got the coach.
4 hours down on there as well.
We'd had the coach down from Gloucestershire to London. So we were exhausted by this point. Also, we'd just been married, so we hadn't had loads of sleep, had we? Like, we'd just been married. And when I say we'd just been married, like, we'd just been married. We got married on the Saturday. We flew out on the Monday. So we'd just been married. So we hadn't stopped. We had a lot of family down that were travelled down. So we were saying goodbye to different family members, and we just hadn't stopped, had we? And I think you don't, when you have a wedding, it's all the admin afterwards, isn't it? Like, we had to take the suits back, and it was just madness. It was madness. So we were exhausted, and we had a proper big row, didn't we? We had a big row. Like, I think it is the biggest row we've had since we've been married. And I just remember sitting on a New York stoop, they call them, like steps of this like big building in New York. Literally, I didn't know whether to laugh or to cry, because I just thought, this is our dream hot honeymoon. This is our like proper first grown-up holiday away, and I'm crying on a step in New York because we've got nowhere to stay. But you sorted it, didn't you, babe?
Yeah, we got a suite. We had a hot tub and everything, didn't we? By the time we finished up,
we had the biggest bed. Oh my gosh, we had 2 beds, and they were massive, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were like we had the biggest room. We had like a hot tub, and I wish I'd have filmed back then. You know, even if it was on like it would have been on a really bad phone.
I mean, the bloke literally said when we went back in, when he sorted it, he was like, I've told Expedia that the only room I've got left is this big suite, and they paid for it. Enjoy your upgrade.
So that was the drama at the beginning, and then we had drama at the end, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
I'm not looking forward to going to New York now.
24 hours in JFK, that was interesting.
So when we left, it's awful, it's sad. So let's bring it down. It is sad. There was a jumper, or somebody that tried to jump in front of the train. So they had to stop the train in front of the train we were on, going to the airport, so nobody could get through. And there was police presence and everything. It was mad. And so we missed our flight. Yeah. So then we had to pay 200, I mean, it didn't matter, but we had to pay like 160, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For like £160.
And sleep in the hotel.
No, sleep in the hotel. We slept
in the airport.
Slept in the airport. And what we didn't realise until the next day was that because we had all the cock-ups,
they'd added a night on.
They'd added a night on to the hotel. So in actual fact, we could have just got a taxi or a train back to our hotel, stayed overnight, and then gone back to the airport the next day.
Yeah.
So we could have had an extra like near enough like a night. Yeah, a night and mid-morning. Literally, we could have had another 12 hours actually in New York. But in the end, we just slept in the airport. And it was, honestly, the most fantastic thing I've ever done in my entire life. So I feel like sometimes these things are sent to try us and we get these amazing experiences. Like, I can't even tell you how fun it was. It was so much fun. And it was a lot closer to like 2011. Was it 2011, Jace? Was it 2009? 2009, sorry. So with the Twin Towers, so there was like men with big guns, like big guns, and like this poor little old woman left her bag and they were going to dispose of it, and all these guns were like pointing at the bag, and she kind of like ducked in, took her bag and like ran off. Here he is. You all right, bud? You had a long nap, didn't you? No? That's his favourite word at the minute. He's not quite sure on how to say yes or thank you, I'm noticing. He's saying tar. And I was saying tar, and he goes, they are. No. No. They are. No. Whoa. Daddy. Are you miles up there? So Rowan's not coming to Disney though this time, is he, in March?
No.
And then in May, we're going to Florida. So we've got a lot on, but we had a refund. We don't really have much luck with flights, actually. When we went to Florida last year in September, it was a holiday of our lifetime. We spent a lot of money on it. I had some inheritance that I put onto this holiday, this 3-week holiday. We got on the plane coming home and we sat 4 hours on it, went round, was it Mexico?
Yeah.
We went round Mexico and then dumped all the fuel in the plane, and then we landed back at MCO, which was fun. I'll give you that. So by the time, so then the next day we had to get the flight out. Obviously we had to wait for the next flight. So that was the next day in the evening. So we were put on so we were lucky to get on that flight. We were really lucky. Some people didn't get on that flight. It was fun. But we got back 2,000... You know, I'm not going to hide it. We got 2,100.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or 2,000, I think it was 2,200 and something. And so that has basically, we've gone real cheap on this holiday. And it's cost us 2,300 to go to Florida, and we're staying up by Universal. And I'm selling loads of stuff at the moment. I'm having a really good clear out. I'm selling loads of stuff. Hopefully I can make, watch, because he's just going to knock that down. He will. Hiya, Bill. So hopefully I can make £800 and we're going to go to Universal. But if we don't, we're just going to have just a holiday sort of, just a trip, really. Just a trip. We've got a big, I think where we're staying's got like 2 big pools. Yep. We are booking, though, as a sort of a pre-birthday treat for Rowan. Take him away because he's going to just knock. Whoa, there we go. Oh my goodness. The toddler's been in. But we're going to take, we've never done Legoland with the children, so we're going to take him to Legoland. Florida tends to be a bit better with letting Isla on rides and things. They're a bit better in America than over here, and I've heard sort of mixed reviews about Legoland here, and I thought, well, we're over there. Yeah, and the Legoland water park does look absolutely fantastic, and it's near enough, just as expensive just to go to the one park for one day than it is to have like a double day. Yeah. I think we're looking at like £98. Is it 98 or 78? I think it's like £78 to like 110-ish mixed, and you can also lump in Peppa Pig World. Rowan, you can also lump in Peppa Pig World, so we thought that we were going to do that because I think, especially if we don't do Universal, we might add Peppa Pig World on, and if we do go to Universal, would you say we won't?
Yeah, probably.
And also we want, Isla would love to do the Crayola experience, wouldn't she? Yeah. Like, there's a guy on YouTube called Tim Tracker who does a lot around there, and he's got millions and millions of views on that vlog. It's crazy.
To be fair, he's just on night as well. It's just popped up at the top of the screen.
Quick, let's finish on. But the Crayola experience is basically just what it says. There's loads of art and there's loads of craft, and it's really interactive. And they like get to make their own crayons, get to melt crayons. Obviously they get to draw with crayons. It looks amazing, actually, to be fair. They get to do they would get to melt crayons and do like the spinning arts. You can do it with paint where you drop it on, but they get to melt the crayons, and then you get to like draw, and then it comes up on a big screen and you see your drawing animated. I was trying to think, they did that in they had that in Sea Life in France, didn't they, in Paris, but we were just, it was such a lot, we did such a lot there, we didn't actually sit to do that. We both wanted to go and eat, didn't they, when we were in Paris. So that's basically our trip report, our baby report from the beginning. So to sum everything up, I do think we will do, I do think we'll do a vlog about how we met.
Yeah.
Maybe do a live. Maybe next week we'll do that live.
Yeah.
Talk about how we met.
Yeah.
We may have another baby, but if we do, it will only be one, and we're still unsure about it all because I just don't really fancy a C-section.
No.
And in next week's live, we might have the rest of this Disney haul for you because I've got some really lovely bits for Isla.
Apparently, it's all turning up tomorrow.
Well, that's not very good, is it? When you said it was coming today.
Well, you told me it was coming today. It was lying.
And we've got 2 new words, and we will update you on Rowan. He's got 2 new words: quack
and Nino.
And Nino. Nino. Quack. So yeah, thanks so much, and welcome into the all good vibes and stuff. Thank you so much for watching our live.
Yeah.
Really appreciate all your likes, all your comments. We really just do really appreciate it. All of your support. I've been really low the last 2 weeks. It's just a lot's got to me.
Yeah.
We have got a court case ongoing with Isla and with Lily, who is our stillbirth, and I just feel like with that, I just want answers for Lily, and it's just been a bit of an emotional overload at the minute with everything, but her standard definitely helps. Oh no, Rowan, you need to be going to bed. We're going to get this monster to bed.
Are we going to bed, Ro?
No, Nino. Right, you going to say bye, Jace?
Bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.